Three, two, one. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and tonight we have Vince in the building.
What's
How you
up?
doing
What's up?
tonight, Vince? How you doing tonight, Vince?
Just been chilling. Just been relaxing, enjoying summer. So pretty much it.
For sure, man. I want to thank you for coming through. I know we've had a few challenges, but you're here now, and I'm glad that you're here. For you and for the folks out there who are unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we're gonna do a quick warm up. I have a few questions for you there. After that, we'll jump into an icebreaker where we have the option to choose two different paths. And then after that, we'll jump into the wheel of fate where we'll spin the wheel. Whichever number it lands on, that's how the show will flow. And then after that, we'll finish out with some closeout questions. Sound good to you, Vince?
Yep, let's do it.
For sure, man. Well, before we jump into the warm up, my first question for you is, how have you been? You've been doing well. You've been doing great. How you been lately, man?
As of late, just been trying to enjoy the summer as best as I can, and trying to take off my mind after school. So, besides that, just been just been chilling.
I gotcha. I want to ask you what is gonna make a great summer for you? Like, what makes you think by the end of the summer I should have done this or experienced this? What would be great for you?
Hmm. Uh. Well, I mean, most of the time it's just like me being at home, just like having nothing else to do. But there should be like every now and then me going out, either with friends or family. So I mean, just that
Do you
is
do you prefer staying in or going out more?
uh I like both, but I think going out more is better.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate that, man, and I'm glad to hear you're doing well so far. You know, keeping things in balance. So without further ado, let's jump into the warm up. My first question for you in the warm up is, what would you like the audience to know about you? You know, if you're when you're meeting people for the first time, how do you sort of like let them know what you're all about?
Ooh, well, I'm a pretty chill dude. Like you talk to me, you can get to know me from there, and once we start talking and start like going through, it's just it's like I know I hmm,
You're good.
damn, but no, but I'm a pretty chill dude though. So like once you get to know me, it's gonna be smooth from there.
Have you always been a chill dude, or that took some time for you to get into?
I feel like it took time, but I just had to learn that if I'm being nice to other people and if I'm meeting somebody for like the first time, so that that you know, I gotta click from there.
I got you. Uh, what is, I guess, one of your signs, or like when you meet new people, how do you when do you feel like you can trust this person, or you feel more safe around them?
Like when I'm consistently talking to a person and it's been like maybe like days, maybe even weeks, then it's
I
just
got you.
and it picks up from there, and there's gonna be a point where we start like knowing each other as in like best friends, I guess.
No, no doubt. No, no, I hear you. So when you say that you're chill, right? Is there
Mhm.
like any? I would say. I mean, I don't really want to glorify celebrities, but I think it's a fun question. Is there a celebrity out there that you feel like you could be like, that's that's a homie. Like I could kick it with them, where they would be a chill person in your eyes. You feel me? It could be through their music. It could just be through their like, character that they play on a movie or TV show. But in that sense, is there like a celebrity out there that you're like, I think I could be homies with that person?
uh Damn, that was a good one. um there's a good amount. I feel like um NBA wise. Ooh, that's a good question. um I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people
Okay.
that, because they're chill in their own way.
I hear you. Ooh, I like that, man. So I mean, you could kind of see the chillness in a lot of different people, right? Uh, but I hear you. I hear you. It's cool. Let's I'll come back to that question at the very end just to see if anyone like popped up in your mind as we're talking. But I got you. I got you. Man, my second question for you in the warm up is, how would you like to be honored? Another way I would rephrase that question is like, let's say you moved away, and it was your birthday. Your homies here wanted to do something in your honor or your memory, just to show that they appreciate your energy. What sort of act could they do?
To honor me, um, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I play golf. So it would be very ironic if they did just decided to do like 9 holes of golf and like they FaceTime me and then they just show me. It's just like
You usually go out golfing with your friends, or it would be ironic because like they never golfed with you, and that now that you're gone, they're like playing golf for you.
yeah. If it's just like now that I'm gone and like they because they know me for golf, so if they see me then damn.
Yeah, like why not? Why not now, y'all? uh, so golf, yeah, no, I didn't know you played golf until at some point throughout the school year. I was like, dang, you're on the golf team. What got you into it? Like you've been playing for a while, or is it something new for you?
It's actually funny because so my friend was like convincing me, um, and he was like telling me that I should join, and I was like, nah, I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. And he's just like randomly during a meeting, he just pulled me in. Polina, the coach for the golf team, he just like he filled me in. He told me what was going on, and I was like, oh, all right. Since I have nothing to do during the school year, um, I'll just go for it. And since then, it's just been nothing but golf.
Was this your first year, or it's been like your second year now?
It's my second year now. Yeah.
For sure. What is it about golf that you enjoy? Like you've been doing it for a while now. Seemed like you wasn't really interested until you started doing it. So what kind of got you excited about it?
Um, well, it was one thing because it reminded me of like Wii Sports and just like playing the golf thing. But hitting the ball is kind of the main thing, like with the driver, and so to see it go that far, it gets me so excited.
For sure. Would you say you're the best golfer in your family right now?
Um, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. What's cool about golf is like a lot of people in my age range, which is like anyone born in the 90s, 80s. It seems like that's our go-to now. I don't personally play golf. I haven't yet. But like, yeah, I think it's something where I don't know if you know this, but it's super important as like you get older, and a lot of business folks, I guess, like doing business over golf. So that kind of gives you a leg up. I'm sure when you go to the range and stuff, you see all these folks that like seem older and they look like they do business. Uh, so yeah, if at some point you're at a job, right, and then like you want to really impress your boss, you could be like, hey, I bet I could take you on in golf, and they're gonna be like, oh, word, and you a young cat, so they're gonna be like even more competitive to like show you that they're better than you. But and then if you're able to beat them, man, I think that will go a long way for sure. So it's good that you're getting a good start. Do you have a favorite golf memory where like either it was like the best highlight you've had so far in golf, where like, damn, I didn't know I could hit it that close, man? I don't know, maybe have you ever had a hole in one?
I wouldn't say a hole in one. It's pretty hard to hit a hole in one with the conditions around there around Golden Gate. So, um, best memory, it would be like the last 2 games where, on this last hole, um, like it's so hard to hit a par, but it's very doable, and so just within 2 or 3 hits, I was able to make it happen. So,
That's what's up, dog. For sure. That's way better than me already. Or do you feel like you're better at driving or putting?
oh, I think putting. just
Word.
just just because I've had a few whiffs with my driver
Mm,
and
yeah.
with my putting, it's not the best, but it's pretty good.
For sure. For sure. I got you, man. Well, maybe one day, maybe next year, for like if you do my summer program with like as a senior, We'll make mini golf one of our field trips or something, and you could show off your skills. My last question for you in the warm up, man, is on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
Scale of 1 to 10. Um, I, if I'm honest, then it's like a 7. Um,
Word. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah.
just cause there's so much more like to the life, and just cause I've been here. It's been 16 years. There's still a lot more that I could learn more about myself and like some new skills. So
What would you say is when was the last time you surprised yourself, where maybe something came up and you weren't sure, you were nervous, but somehow overcame it or pulled through? So yeah, when was the last time you surprised yourself?
I think it was photography. Like when I first got into it, I just didn't know that I was able to take photos like that. Because normally, if I'm the one taking like a family photo or something, I have shaky hands. So, um, just to do photography as a passion on the side besides school, um, I didn't know I had that in me.
When did that start for you? Like, did you know when you were younger, and then you didn't really have the opportunity because you didn't have that camera yet? Yeah, has it been a long thing or something fairly new for yourself?
Been fairly new since I got my camera, so since November of last year. It's just been since then.
Damn. Okay, for sure. What is it about photography that draws you in, or makes you want to keep doing it more?
It's the details within the photo, because there's so many like stories that you could tell behind one photo,
Mm.
and there's like little things in the background that people miss, that people need to realize that it has a deeper like definition to.
Man, I wish I could ask you to pull up a picture that you thought was like really dope. I don't know. Have you looked up different photography or photographers, like some by name? If not, it's all good. There's a lot of photos that I admire, and I don't know the photographer either. But yeah, is there any photographers out there that you're like, yeah, that person has a pretty good eye? You could shout out their IG too if that's all you got.
J squared. Jordan Fool's photographer. I just Ryan told me all about him. So
For sure.
yeah.
Is photography more of like you want to keep that as a passion into yourself, or something you feel like eventually you could kind of see becoming like a way to make money or like make it a business?
I think it could become a business, because just looking at the photos, I feel like it is quality, but I don't know. It really just depends on the future. So
I hear you. I do want to give you a shout out, man. I seen what's it called? I think you took pictures of Javi at
yeah,
CCSF. I seen
yeah.
those and I was like, damn, these are dope. But on top of just being dope pictures, man, I think it's just dope that you're willing to help out a friend with some photos. I don't know how that came about, but just want to give you your props because I feel like that doesn't always happen, and maybe you're looking for more people to shoot or like get more print shots in.
Mhm.
And I hope when people see those photos, they're like, oh shoot, Vince can do this, and that'll give you more opportunity to just build your portfolio. Have you been building your portfolio yet?
Just a little bit.
And it's primarily through IG, right? Probably. That
Through
me
IG.
assuming. Yeah, like you have your portfolio saved, or like you're um you're sharing them through your IG, pretty much.
It's all on one Google Drive account. So like there's a good amount of photos in there. So when I'm sending photos to like my friends and stuff, like once I'm done, I save them in a Google file first, like in a Google Drive file before I send them out. So
I got you. I was gonna say, whenever you're ready to take that next step forward with photography, highly suggest look up your domain name. I like your handle on IG. I'm not gonna say it right now, but what you have on IG I think is good. I don't know if you like to run with that, but if you find out that that domain name is available, lock it down, and then your whole portfolio, whatever's in your Google Drive, just make it a dope website. Um, and yeah, anytime people ask you about it, especially when you graduate high school and you're in college and stuff, for sure that's a good way, and it'll impress people, probably get you way more clients. I think with anything, creative, eventually, you're going to want some clientele. So that'd just be a good way to attract some new people. But don't take my word for it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just think it's a good idea. But yeah. And then again, with the scale from 1 to 10, what would you say is your favorite thing about yourself? Earlier you mentioned you were chill, but within that chill is like such a broad term. Is there any specific trait that you feel like you really enjoy about yourself?
Um, I, I brought this up earlier, just like how easy it is to get to know me. Normally I'm not that open to people that I haven't met, so maybe like once we talk and here and then, so it's just like it just goes from there.
I got you. Well, I hope folks know that, right? Like, has there ever been a time where someone misjudged you, where like, oh dude, I thought you were mean or something, and I didn't want to approach you? Or has that not ever happened to you yet?
Here and then, yeah.
For sure. And how do you normally like break that tension, I guess? Is it just like a conversation?
It's normally a convo, yeah.
I got you. All right, dog. We've finished up with the warm up. I think it's time for us to jump into the icebreaker. I told you a little bit about before we came on. Well, which path would you like to choose? The this or that, or the word association?
Let's do the words. Let's do the word association.
For sure. So you see you have 34 seconds on the clock, and then you just do as much as you can, and at the end of the 34 questions, I'll touch on a couple of your answers. All right?
Got it.
So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hope.
Light.
Culture.
Background.
Conflict.
Problem.
Create.
Possibilities.
Idea.
New.
Destiny.
Future.
God.
Jesus.
Love.
Care.
People.
Community.
Regret.
Mistake.
For sure. So you talked about destiny, and you said future. I know I have an idea why you chose future, but why don't you tell me why?
Future, I mean, it's like reminding me of that one photo where there's like multiple paths or paths. Like there's so many possibilities that can happen in the future, and so like depending on your life choices or just whatever you've made, like the choices you've made, it's just like from there it opens up so many more opportunities and possible outcomes.
I gotcha. Do you think destiny is like, you know how they say fate is like, do you believe fate is set versus people choosing their own fate?
Nah, people can choose their own destiny. It's just like it just depends on what they choose.
For sure. This might be a bold statement, but if you're gonna manifest something, right, and then you're gonna say, I am destined to do something, what is that something?
Like as me?
Yeah, for you.
Ooh, that's a hard question.
Manifest it, man. Like,
I'm destined.
I am destined to do this. What is this? It could be broad. It could be super vague, but you're in a way, I guess, choosing one of those paths at this moment. No pressure.
I guess I'm destined to move out of the Bay Area.
Word. I got you, man. That's wild. Why is that? And not saying that's a bad thing. I moved for college, lived in Long Beach for 5 years, and part of me definitely feels like I want to be going about the world. But why for you, man? Like, not why in the sense that you want to leave the Bay, but why do you want to go some other places?
Well, I feel like for my destiny, Um, I have another house uh, in Sacramento,
Got you.
and there's been many of opportunities where my parents have taken a job there and I could have moved there, but it hasn't happened.
Okay.
Um, and Sacramento does seem like a nice place. Like the place, there's like a lot of nice people there too. So I feel like it'd be that time.
I got you. I got you. Um, Aside from SAC, is there any other place in the world you could see yourself live at?
Oh, probably the Philippines.
Where have you been before?
Been there twice, and I'd say that a lot of the people there are really nice.
Do you speak the language?
Unfortunately, no.
I
In
feel
my
you, man.
family, I know in my family they would really love for me to understand Tagalog, but
I
it's
got you.
hard.
Have you tried or like yeah, me too, man. I moved to America when I was 4. I was born there, but I definitely I understand it still, which is great. But I have such a hard time speaking it, and yeah, I think learning the language just garners so much more respect. I'm sure you've probably felt that before, where like they ask you, "Oh, you know how to speak," and then when you say no, it's like the energy's a little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I'm
it's just a
like,
complete shift.
and I'm like, man, don't think of me less Filipino, but I feel like that happens sometimes. um, but yeah, man, it's not too late. I hope you have some opportunities, in college for sure. I don't know, are you part of the cultural clubs on campus right now, or not so much?
Nah.
Yeah, neither was I, man. Neither was I in high school. But I think when you get to college, man, there's going to be a lot of Filipino cultural organizations, and I would say take advantage, and you might find some folks who are trying to learn at the same time, and learning together is also very powerful. So yeah, don't give up. That's what I'm trying to say.
Got
And then
it.
you could go back to the Philippines and impress everybody and be like, yo, what now? uh, and then I think one more. What did you say again for people? You said community, right?
Community.
So what is a community in your mind? Like, what defines a community?
Just helping each other out, like um, just being there no matter what, and always being able to help another person if they need it.
I gotcha. And this is I don't know how many Burton people will hear this, but I want to ask you how strong do you feel the Burn community is in your eyes?
It's there. There is improvements. There's always room to make it better, but there's it's solid there.
I got you. Do you feel like from like your freshman year to where going into your senior year, like you've seen improvements, or it's been pretty much the same throughout the whole time?
Mm. Honestly, it's been the same. Yeah.
For sure. Uh, I'm so I laugh because I feel like a part of my job is to really help foster that community or like help build it, right? And I think I try a lot. So right now, I guess for me, it's really thinking about what the next steps is. I think we've been at a okay level, especially within the space that I work in. I think for me, I really want to see how I can bring that energy to everywhere in the school, which is a lot harder, right? Um, and I think that comes a lot from the students, like from yourself. And I think you guys do a great job within, especially your junior class or class of 2025. You guys seem really chill, or like really like more connected in my eyes, or maybe it's just the classmates that come into our space. But I really do see. I keep telling Paulo, and I'm telling you now too. For next year, I think there's a lot of opportunities I want to give you guys to make that community feeling like get to the next level, which is hard sometimes because I would say not you, but a lot of students are shy to do something like that, or they'd rather not put that effort in, which is fine. I'm not thinking of you any less. It's just know that I'm always going to be trying to give you guys that opportunity. So we'll see what happens. Are you open to going on that cabin trip next year?
The
Like,
cabin trip.
yeah.
Can you put the details out?
Yes, I will. And maybe I feel like a lot of uh, class of 25 might hear this from you, but it's a cabin trip that's probably going to happen in April. It's like two nights, 3 days in a cabin. It's not like we bring tents and stuff. But yeah, it's really just an opportunity for you guys to have one last, hurrah before you graduate, and feel like you're getting out of the city. A lot of people who aren't from or who are from the city don't get a chance to check out the outdoors or go that far. And then, yeah, we do a bunch of games. But no, for me, honestly, it's like I have the games available, the activities available, but it's really just for you guys to chill and have an adventure one last time. So, as far as that goes, there's going to be more details as the school year comes in. But for now, that's my pitch. So, if any class of 25 folks are hearing it, yeah, let me know if you're down. I'm gonna put your name down, and you don't gotta tell me now, Vince. I just wanted to give the pitch since you brought it up. But for sure, thank you for giving me that space.
Well,
I think we are ready to jump into the Wheel of Fate, man. Can you see the number from your screen or not? It's too small.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right, for sure. Here we go. First spin. And remember, if any question's too hard or something you don't want to talk about, feel free to pass. But your first number is number 2. And you want to go easy or go hard on this one?
Let's start hard.
Okay.
We'll see how it is.
I don't think this is super hard, but this one is, what is your mission? I kind of, a little bit earlier, I was like, what do you feel like you're destined to do? Move out the way. But I would say, for what is your mission? Like, do you feel like you found that core value in yourself to be like, this is what I'm going to be trying to put out there all the time for the rest of my life? So, in that sense, what is your mission?
I'm not really sure yet. Again, there's still many more possibilities that can happen.
For sure.
Within the destiny that that God has given me. So we're just gonna have to see from there.
Do you feel like, was there ever a point in your life where you kind of felt solid on that, or it just hasn't happened yet?
Mainly because of my parents' influence, yes. But now that I'm hearing it out from other people, it's been shaky since. So
I gotcha. Would you and feel free to say no, but I'm kind of curious. What would you say was that mission before, or like before that you thought, oh yeah, this is it, but then now it's like you're evolving, you're changing, you're growing. But yeah, what would you say it was before?
This might seem very stereotypical, in the sense that my parents wanted me to, become like a doctor / nurse, maybe even an engineer. Just they didn't see any other like jobs besides those 3.
I got you. Yeah, I think stereotypical, I would say yes, of a parent. I think parents always want their kids to be in very secure positions, and I think for immigrant parents, for sure, it's like that's what they see: doctor, engineers, and it's scary if you want to be an artist, right, or do something creative, because that's not as stable as something that has been done for hundreds of years. But I hear that. Yeah, man. I think like if you had asked me at 17 or 17, 18 at your age what my thing was, I wanted to make music. I was trying to be a rapper, and at some point I'll share my music with you guys if you want to hear. Anytime I share my music, I always feel like I'm sharing it when no one asks for it. So that happens too. And I don't know. It's one of those things. If you're an artist, you can't be ashamed, or you can't feel like you don't want to share. Like, for your photos, like, what would it mean if you took them and you put a lot of work and time and effort, and you're like, I don't think anyone's gonna want to see this, right? And you don't share it. So it's one of those things where, like, if you're an artist out there or creative, you kind of gotta get over that feeling. of like, oh, no one wants to see this, because you never know. You never know who's gonna want to hear it or see it. Um, I'm gonna give you number 2 again, but on the easy side. See if you have something for this one. But what is the last sign you saw? Like when maybe you were on a decision on the fence about something, you're like, I'm not sure, and then something pushed you into a choice because you either saw it or experienced it.
That's very tricky because there's been a lot of those
Word. Okay.
that happened since. Um, I don't know.
It's all good.
It's been a lot though.
You think, is there a sign that you're waiting for? Maybe if you're on the fence about something now, and you're like, not sure. Yeah. Is there anything you feel like you're waiting a sign for?
A sign. As of now, it might be there. I don't know if I'm feeling it right now, but it's probably there.
For sure. I got you, man. I'm gonna give the wheel another spin. We got number 15, which is no. So I don't think this is too hard. So I'll ask you this one. But how have you gotten better over the years? So like, yeah, how have you gotten better, man?
It's been the experiences. So like just since what I've been through, like the memories that I can recall, they made me grow since, and it's just like a lesson to me, to move on from that and just to take that into accountability.
What would you say is a mistake that you feel like you'll never make again?
Mistake that I've made. Procrastinating.
Oh, that's a bold claim, but yeah, I got you. What experience you feel like made you make you feel like I'm never letting myself go through that again?
Sophomore year, so seeing my grades drop down since freshman year, it's just taken a big drop, and just looking at it, and that's just mainly because I'm doing my work at the last minute, turning it in, and since then I've just learned to stop doing that. So
you do things a little bit ahead of the time, or I don't know if that's the correct assumption, but yeah, I mean, I know you guys have a project for Ace right now. You feel like everything's going smooth and you're like ahead of the curve, and I feel like you're falling behind.
There's like 1 or 2 things that we gotta do before we get to that point, but for now I think it's solid.
For sure. You think it's you're able to use some of your, I guess, creative skills as a photographer in this project?
100%. They assigned me the role to like record and edit, and based off what they seen with my photos, it's just like it makes so much sense.
I got you. I don't know if you could give me a little preview of what's your vision, that's what's happening in your mind, but like, yeah, how do you, if there was like a way you could describe what your vision is for this project, how would you describe it?
Well, there's gonna be a lot of B-roll, and I don't know. I don't want to give up. I don't want to get out too much.
No, I understand. Yeah. Okay. We'll stop there. It's gonna have a lot of B-roll.
It's gonna be good.
For sure, man. I'm excited, man. I think the concept is dope. Doing like a mini film festival with a bunch of the stuff that you guys create in different neighborhoods, or highlighting different cultures. It's a little different from the past couple of years what they've done. Not saying that it wasn't good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm excited for something that's like, film related or media related. But yeah, are you guys gonna interview someone like out there?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm curious to see how you cut that all up, or like what shots you get for an interview. But yeah, I'll talk to you about it in person. I'll give the wheel another spin, man. This one is number 22, and it is, what do you pray for, if anything?
I'm praying that I wake up the next day. It's just a good day. I'm just praying that there's plenty of good opportunities that are out there.
I gotcha. Um, would you consider yourself like a religious person?
Yeah, for sure. And it runs down through the family, so just gotta keep that up.
No, I got you. Do you still go to mass every Sunday?
Not well before pandemic. It
Oh,
was always like that, but since then it's been shaky. I tried going once last Sunday by myself.
word, dude. Just because you felt like you wanted to go?
It's it's just been I've been missing so much, and with my parents not in town, they couldn't take me. So I, it felt like that was the right thing to do.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I grew up like K through 8 Catholic school. I went to mass every Sunday till I graduated high school until I went to college, pretty much. I think for me, like, I'm a spiritual person. I would say religion is difficult for me to say just because it's very organized, right? Like, it's a very big thing for me. It's more of a personal belief, right? But church to me is, I remember going in college when I was going to church less. But what was dope about it is that, like, I don't know how many churches you've been to, but a lot of churches always feel sort of the same. Like, where the altar is, how things are set up. So it felt very, when I missed my parents, I would go to church because it would make me feel like, some way I was with them. And that's interesting, man, that, maybe it gave you a similar feeling when you miss your folks. But that's dope. That's dope. Uh, can I ask you what you think the afterlife looks like?
Bunch of bright lights.
For sure, for sure. You think it's in the clouds or like a different version of that?
In my mind, I'm thinking it's like in the sky, and so there's a bunch of white clouds,
For
and
sure.
yeah, a bunch of lights.
I got you. I can't help but just share one of my theories. Like I said, it's very personal beliefs in my mind. But I think that, like, let's say, Vince, I never saw you again at this point, and we're in the afterlife. I think I will always see you as the last time I saw you, or like you'll always see me the last time you saw me. So no matter how old I get or whatever, you're always gonna see how I look now. So you could recognize those different souls, or I can recognize those different souls when we're up there, or maybe I'm not up there, but that's just my theory. And yeah, so who knows? Who knows? Uh, you still at 22? I think I'm gonna ask you the easy one too. Like, just give you the double the questions pretty much. Um, this one is: do you think more of the past or the future?
Oh, I think more of the past,
Mm,
just because of the experiences, and when I think about more of those experiences and the lessons that I learned from it, it makes me shape the future.
I got you. Is there anything that you seem to always go back to? Would you say, like, as far as when you think of the past?
Well, I mean, the procrastinating one was a good one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're always going back to that one, I feel like that's a mistake that just more solidified that you'll never make again. Dude, I I don't want to say I I fully support and I hope that that becomes something that you really keep close and really try to work on. I would say so many of us have that problem of procrastination. I don't know what it is. We always, and the thing is, we always pull it out too. Like when everyone puts off something, when it gets to that point, the last day, the last night, like all our focus, all our energy goes into like 6 hours of like, I got to get this done or something bad is going to happen, kind of thing, versus doing it earlier. Yeah, so if you, again, you're playing golf, you can overcome procrastination. It'll set you up to be in a really good position whenever you start, working or getting into industries, especially photography, man. If you can be on point and let's say you set a deadline for yourself, as a photographer, if you're always beating that deadline and you're delivering like a day earlier, unheard of, man. So if it's a procrastination, definitely keep that in the forefront of your mind to like avoid. All right, gave the wheel another spin. I got number 18 for you, and it is, what has been your proudest moment so far?
Proudest moment. There's been a lot of those. I think the main one is just keeping up with grades. Considering the drop that I had last year, my sophomore year, and looking at it now, it's like night and day.
For sure. Is there a particular class, not so much because of the teacher, but just because of what you've been learning, that you feel you've gotten the most out of?
There's multiple. I feel like all my classes, they have their own like lesson, and like what you get out of it, it's unique in their own like respective ways. So I don't know. I feel like all three or all seven of my classes, they've all taught me something special.
Is there like a particular lesson that you just remember off the top of your head from this past school year, like from a class that that you've kind of either reflected upon a lot more, or it just has stuck with you?
Don't take it for granted.
In what sense? Like, don't take life for granted?
Just like the opportunities you get, don't take that always for granted, because you never know what's gonna happen.
I got you. Yeah, man. I think that's another strong one. It's another strong one to hold. Number 18. I'm gonna go back to the easy one. But do you feel like you're in control? Like, just period. Do you feel like you're in control?
It's half and half. There's a lot of like choices that if I make, I will go in that direction. But then again, there is somewhat destiny. So it's like 50-50 from there.
Yeah, you never know God's plan too, right? Like the heaven's plans for all of us. It's really 50-50. There's this quote that I remember hearing. It was like, you can't worry too much about your choices because everything's 50-50, but it's 50% your choice and 50% everyone else's choice, and that part, that's definitely can't control what other people choose. I think we got time for a couple more spins. Number three is, what do you think you're the only one at? Like, I think I'm the only person that does this. What would you say is that thing for you?
I think golf, in the sense that a lot of my teammates, they really don't want to go through what we went through, considering because the losing record, and not only that, just like traveling from there and back, because it's a long ride from here all the way to Golden Gate. That's across the whole city. So
just for practice, huh? Like
no, it's for the games.
Oh, it's for the games.
Yeah.
I mean, still, either way, it's a long commute from school. Is it on the weekends or is it always on the weekdays?
It's always on weekdays, and it really just like depends. It just depends on the scheduling.
I got you. But there wasn't that many like matches though, right? Or like, what do you call them? Is it like a tour or a match?
It's a match. I think this year and last year we had 8. We had 8 each season, and going from there and coming back, it's a whole process.
I feel you, man. Well, I think that's also going to make you kind of stand out, or like, just if you're consistent with it. Do you feel like you had new teammates this year versus last year, or it's been the same folks?
There's been some returning, but mostly it's been new. And this one guy was really good. It's like he was born with it, but with the rest of them, it's just like they had to learn from it.
I got you. And then, are you gonna be the senior of the team next year, or It's like you and a few other folks.
Well, if we have a team next year, probably, but we're just gonna have to see from here.
Got you. But it's up in the air. It's like might not happen.
Yeah, it's pretty much in the air right now.
Ah, damn. Well, I hope you find a way to keep golfing. Like, I don't know if you can just sign up for these matches on your own and just be like, yo, I just want to, continue like competing. Have you been to Top Golf yet?
Never.
Never. Oh, dude. Okay, for sure. Feel like your next birthday, man. Definitely request. We going to Top Golf, so you can flex on people. That's the most golfing I've done, I would say, aside from like mini golf. And like I'm not great, but I think I could get like one lucky shot that goes kind of far. I'm like, and then I feel good about myself. But yeah, all right, man. One last spin, and then we'll get into the next part of the interview. This one is number 29, and it is: what was a situation you adapted to recently?
I think with Ace and its program, like having to adapt from a 9 to 1, it's very different compared to school. So again, it feels weird being back in school, doing the program, but I'm just having to learn to adapt to it.
How do you like it? Versus like, school time, you have 1 hour ish in every class, unless it's block schedule, versus being in basically one class for like 4 hours.
It's very chill. It goes by in like a snap. So
That's what's up. Yeah.
With Nikki and Sarah, they've been doing a good job. So
for sure, that's what's up. Yeah, I hope they hear this. Yeah, I think it's also a weird dynamic for our staff, just the Y staff, because I was just telling someone, normally during the school year, I see you guys are 2 hours, maybe 3 hours in a day, right, including lunch and after school. But in the summer, it's like a full 4 or 5 hours, and it's not like you guys go to class. You're actually with us the whole time. So yeah, I think it's different for the kids and the adults, but not in a bad way. I definitely enjoy the summers more, for sure. All right, man. We made it to the next part of the interview, which is the 34th mantra. So the phrase is I am, I can, I will. So I am blank, I can blank, I will blank. How would you fill that out for yourself? And I'm going to pull up the galaxy, so the universe, so you could speak to the universe. You're saying this to the universe. A second. All right, man. Go for it, Vince. I am, I can, I will.
I am very confident. What was the other two?
I will and I am, I can, I will. So I am very confident. I will and I can.
I can continue up with the pace, and I will hopefully be successful.
I got you, dog. I got you. And if you ever need a reminder, now you have this little sound bite. Maybe one day when you create more projects, you could use a sound bite, for some kind of project. But yeah, man. And then we've made it to the closeout questions. My first question for you in the closeout, Vince, is actually from my previous guest. So I got to pull out my notebook. And honestly, dude, you're my first interview in about 3 months. So you're helping me get back on the horse and start up the engine. But my next question for you is actually from my previous guest, Connor. Let me go with Connor first. Shout out Russo. I hope I didn't butcher that name. For Connor, his question for you is: what's either your favorite memory or your very first memory? Like, how far back can you remember?
Okay, I wanna go with the first memory here because I think I know it more vividly than my favorite memory.
I got you.
I guess my first memory was just always with my cousins and just like being on console, whether it's the GameCube, whether it's the Wii, or even the Xbox 360. It's just me and my cousins just hanging out while my the rest of my family's just like partying upstairs. And there's always times where one of the parents has to like bring us down, or like they have to come down, tell us to go eat and go back upstairs. And we were always just like trying to finish our food, get it quick, get it done, so we can go back to being on the console.
That's dope, man. Shout out to cousins. You feel like you gotta, like, you have hella cousins, or you guys pretty like, you guys are a small group?
I know there's a lot more cousins that I know of, but yeah, my favorite cousins. When they come in, it's just makes everything so much better.
That's what's up, man. Especially at family parties. I know the feeling. Definitely grew up with a bunch of cousins as well, and if they're not there, it's kind of like, damn, I'm just here with the old people. But now I'm the old person of the old people. But yeah, I know what you mean. My next question for you, Vince, second to last question, is what would you like to ask the next guest on 34 Questions?
Well, it depends. If it really just depends on the person, I'd say, are you comfortable at this position you're at right now? Is there something that you would go and change in your past?
Ooh, okay. I'm just writing it down. Are you comfortable in your position right now? And was there anything in the past you'd like to change?
Yeah.
And then my very last question for you, Vince, is the question that ties, this whole project together. 100, 200, 300 years from now, your descendants are watching this video. What would you like to tell them?
Cool. From 100 years from now, I want them to know, just to be nice to people, and just to there's always these days where the opportunity will come. So if they're impatient, it's only gonna make it worse. You just gotta stay patient and hope that it goes in your favor.
I got you, Vince. I hear you. They hear you. Want to thank you again for stopping by. Did you have any last things you'd like to add? Any shout outs you want to give? Now's the time to do that.
Visuals by Vin. Go follow it.
Visuals by Vin. I didn't know if you wanted me to say the name, but Visuals by Vin. Please go check out Vince's photos. Hit him up if you need any photos taken. I'm assuming you want to work. You want to find more ways to shoot. So yeah, and you have a Canon, right?
I have a Canon, yeah.
For sure. Damn. If you had a Sony, I would definitely let you borrow some lenses that I have. But yeah, unfortunately, if I come up on some, I will let you know. But Vince, man, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your time. I hope it wasn't too hard for you. But I think, if anything, you'll still look back on this one day and be like, damn, that was me.
Yeah.
The question mark. But yeah, man, want to thank the folks out there for tuning in. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or watching on YouTube, I appreciate your time as well. Please remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love. And we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace. And then the credits should